Hey guys, welcome to a new video. Today I will be discussing Fibonacci. It is a bit more advanced tool that is used in trading. So if you are new, you are a beginner to trading, please check out my video about support and resistance first before you move on to Fibonacci. Once you master the support and resistance, you can add the Fibonacci and it will give you more of an edge in trading. What I will be discussing in this video is what is Fibonacci and what is the golden ratio. I will show you how we can use Fibonacci in trading, and I will show you where and when to use Fibonacci. Okay, so let's get started with what is Fibonacci and what is the golden ratio. Before I start explaining that, I will not go into much detail about this because it has a very mathematical background and it's a very mathematical formula. So if you want to know more about it and the formula, how it is calculated and used also in real life, please just Google it in more detail or watch a video on YouTube and you will find much more detail. But for now, I'm just going to give you some background information so you know why it is used. So Fibonacci is a sequence of numbers, and the number is based on the sum of the two previous numbers. So it starts with 1, the second is 1, and if we do 1 and 1, this is 2. 1 and 2 is 3. 2 and 3 is 5. And we go on like this. And now you'll think, okay, but what is with these numbers? So out of these numbers there is a mathematical formula, and this will give us the golden ratio. And the golden ratio is 1.618, and it is calculated with the smallest number plus the biggest number divided by the biggest number. And if we do that, we see that the more we do that, the closer we get to the 1.618. And here we see from here, if we continue this, because it goes like infinite, we will end up like very close to the golden ratio. And this is the most important part that we need to know now. More detail, just look it up yourself. Just remember that the golden ratio is the most important part. And you will see in the next part why it is more important. So let's move on how we can use this in trading. Okay, so in trading we can use two forms of the Fibonacci. We can use the Fibonacci retracement and we can use the Fibonacci extension. And I will start with explanation of the retracement because the extension is a continuation after we have seen a retracement. So let's imagine this example right here, that the price made a move from here to here. So it went all the way up, and from here it started to retrace. That is when we can draw our Fibonacci. And I will explain to you these percentages. So it shows us how far the move has retraced. So if it went all the way up here and it came all the way back down, it made a retracement of 100%. The whole move has been made undone. If it came back to the middle, then it's at 50%, of course. So till here. And this is also where the golden ratio comes into play. Because do you remember the 6180 that it was so important? This was the golden ratio. And what you want to see most likely is a move retraced to the 6180. Because you know, if that area holds, it is a very strong area and you know that there will be continuation of the move. So this was a move up, and if it holds this area, you know that most likely it will continue to run up. So you can identify where the trend will go. So What I like to do, because this is not always very accurate, a lot of times it is, but what I like to do is to find the price between the 50% and the 61.80. Of course, in the most ideal situation, you want to see it on the 61.80, but sometimes it just comes in this area and it is staying here without even touching the 61.80, and it continues. So what I like to do is just draw a box between this, and I know that this area is a good area to buy and find an entry point if it holds. So that was the Fibonacci retracement. So now that we have seen the Fibonacci retracement, we can look at the Fibonacci extension, and this gives us an area where price will most likely go after a retracement. So it also helps us to define take profit targets. So if we have seen this move hold the area here, we know that this is strong and we can look for an entry around here. Then we want to know, okay, where do we have to take profit? And this is usually the Fibonacci extension. So we can see that this was the move first. So this is the 0%. And we will look for an extension of 61.80. And that is why here is the minus 61, because we have the 0 here. And if it continues going this way, you will come to minus 61.80. And this will be the first take profit. So let's have a quick review. If we have a move up, like in this example, you can draw the fib once it starts to retrace the move. You can draw it from the low to the high and always draw it in this direction. Don't draw it back, because you will not have the good percentages in the right place. If it retraces back to the 61.80, the golden ratio, then you can look for an extension level on the Fibonacci, and this will help you to take profit. So I hope this made sense. Maybe in the beginning it is a little bit difficult to understand, but just watch it back, and I will now move on to where and when to use the Fibonacci, and I will use charts. So I hope that makes a little bit more sense and it helps you to understand it a little bit better. So let's move on to the charts. Let's get this Fibonacci in action on the chart. If you've never used it, it is right here in the sidebar. The Fib retracement, this is the one you want to get. And if we draw it, what I have done is, if you go to the settings here and you go to style, you can choose the percentages. So here the 0 is this one, the 50% is this one, 61.80 is this one, 1 is the 100%, and I have the extensions on both sides. You can just copy this. There will also be other traders that prefer other percentages, but this works for me, so I'm just going to stick with this. If you want to try other percentages, just go ahead and try and find out what works for you. So let's get it in action now. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to find a move that just happened. So here we can see that from all the way down here, it made a nice run up here. Here there is a retracement, so we are going to draw the Fibonacci right here, and we are going to see if this level lines up with the Fibonacci golden ratio. So we're going to continue, and this is the lowest point, so we take it from the low to the high, and I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, and we can see that the price came back to the 61.80 like very accurate. It just hit it on the wick. I always like to take the 50 and the 61, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw a green box, because I know that if it is in this area I will be interested in buying this. And let's also draw here the extension. This is where I want to take profit. So yeah, we can see here the move all the way up, comes back to retrace, and in this area I'm looking for a buy. If this holds, I know that the target will be up here in the Fibonacci extension, and it is now on the way. You can see it's already moving up. And if we take the percentage, if you take it like somewhere here in the middle, it doesn't matter. It is still a 200% move. So you can see that here the Fibonacci is very, very accurate. Let's see some other chart. I already put two together here. So also here the same. We can see the move here from the low here to the high. This one doesn't matter. This is just some consolidation, but the real move was this. And this is where we saw the first real retracement. And we can also see that the area here holds. Of course, it wicked a little bit below. It doesn't matter. We are looking on the weekly time frame, because on the higher time frames this is more reliable and it is more accurate. So don't worry about the wick. If you know that it holds here, you can find an entry in this area and you know that the target will be up here. So this is nicely on its way. It still needs a little bit more, but it can always go something like this, you know, but eventually the target will be here, the Fib extension. The last one, this chart, the same, also here from the low to the high, and this is where we saw our first real retracement. So you can also see it is perfectly in this area, and it is now almost at the target. This is going a little bit back now, and it will most likely continue to the target. So that is how you can use the Fibonacci, the retracement and the extension. It helps you to find an entry and a take profit target, and just go and practice. You know, it doesn't work in just one time. This is more advanced stuff, so don't worry if you don't understand it at the first time. It also took me some time to understand it. You can just watch this video back as many times as you want, and if you have any questions, just ask me. I'm willing to help you. For now, I'm going to finish this video, and I want to thank you for watching and hope to see you in another video. Bye bye.